Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the KLAY Prep Basketball Pregame Report. Tonight, the Bethel Braves and the Rogers Rams. Joining us now, the head coach of the Bethel Braves and longtime coach in his 15th season, Pat Mullen. And, Coach, we've been around for a long time. Kind of give me some of your reflections on the last 15 years on the bench of the Bethel Braves.
Well, it's been fun. I like now seeing where the kids are at, what they've been doing. We had our first alumni basketball game, had a bunch of guys come back. We had 24 guys come back and play in our first annual game. It was fun to see the guys again, try to keep in contact with most of them. And we're starting to see a little more of them come back and be a part of the program, donate some money and stuff now that they have some jobs, and it's kind of fun. The program keeps going, and hopefully we can continue to get some more W's.
I know, Coach, starting off in 2000 with a runner-up finish, a third-place finish in 2004, and a state championship in 2005. I don't want to say a downslide in the basketball program at Bethel, but what's the difference from 2000, 2005 to 2005 through 2010?
Well, GK was built, and so that split our kids. We went from an 18 to 1,900 kid high school till we're about 1,100 now. So we're right on the border of being 3A now. And so when you're in the FPSL competing against other 4A big schools like Gallup and Rogers and schools like that, it's tough. And then, we split our talent pool. And so we're really seeing the effects now. Our numbers, turnout-wise are down a little bit. And so I think that's a big part of it. I mean, our kids still work hard. We haven't changed a heck of a lot, but I really feel that the split of the schools and the boundary changes have really affected them.
Well, Coach, it seems to me, at least in the last few years, the popularity of basketball has kind of gone out of the wayside. Any ideas what I remember usually being in this gymnasium with the curtains open on both sides and people waiting outside to get into the building to watch the basketball game. It's just not that way anymore. They don't hardly ever take the covers out, block off the covers and open up both sides of the gym.
I think what's going on is there's more things for kids to do now. A lot of kids are working. They got to support themselves, support their, the car and the insurance, and I think times are a little tougher. I've seen the down in the last couple of years. It's a shame because they're missing some good basketball. The high school basketball in this area is very good, and to see the number of people that come out to watch high school games is really disappointing. I was here scouting the Rogers-Gallup game a couple weeks ago, and that was a great atmosphere. They had both sides open, and it was fun. I wish we could see more of that.
Coach, talk about your playing career and how it's kind of changed from when you played basketball. Obviously, the shorts were up to about a size they can get. Now you're seeing kids wear shorts down past their kneecaps. But how about some comparison with what it looked like when you played versus now?
Definitely now the kids are more athletic, but I think back in the day we were more skilled. I think we had to be more skilled because we weren't as athletic. The game has changed. You had the three-point line. Back when we played in college, I had the three-point line, but not in high school. And it's kind of changed the way kids have seen the game. The dunk is more popular now instead of the jumper, the mid-range jumper. You don't see that much anymore. And I think the whole idea of the team atmosphere, I think it's a little more individual. Kids are more worried about their AAU basketball teams or instead of their high school basketball teams. And it is a little disappointing, but again, there are some still good basketball players out there, some, real good teams. And I just, they had that question on ESPN. They gave it to Bobby Knight and Mike Sosetsky, and they both said it's just totally different now. It's just the way the game is developed.
Talk about some of your, as you mentioned, two great coaches, Coach K and Coach Bobby Knight. Your uncle at Oklahoma and your father at Bethel. What was it like having them to mentor you in your coaching career?
Oh, it was good. Playing for my dad really helped, and then I actually coached a year under Danny Mullen over at Mount Tahoma. And then, having my dad on the bench in 2005 was really special. They give me that hard-nosed work ethic. And playing for Coach Billings at TCC when I did, I don't think you could have better coaches. And then, Steve Amstead, my dad was an assistant coach at Bellarmine, and I had a chance to watch him coach. And, those guys are old school. And they just, teach skills, drive the skills, drive everything about team. And that's what I've learned most about those guys is try to make your kids believe in the team aspect of the game.
A little bit on tonight's game. Bethel comes into the ball game, 4 wins on the year, about middle of the pack in the SPSL. You seem really frustrated. What's it going to take to maybe get you guys up to the top 5 teams in a spot and making to the West Central District this year?
Well, this is a big game. Rogers and us are right in that same spot, and I think we're both a little frustrated about how we've been playing. We need to shoot the ball better. I'm really disappointed. I thought coming in that would be one of our strengths, was our shooting, and it's really been a weakness of ours right now. We've been struggling, but we've been playing harder, and that's the thing. I think it's a good thing. I think we're starting to play harder. We've won our last 3 out of 4 games. Had a tough loss to Puyallup, and tonight's a big game for us to put us back in the hunt. We have 3 tough games coming up after this with Curtis, Beamer, and Decatur. So this one's a really big one for us.
In fact, I had a chance to broadcast that game last week. In fact, we were visiting with the head coach of the Bethel Braves, Pat Mullen, and one player that really stood out in my mind in that game, in fact, he was the player of the game, and that's Jacob Joseph. He really runs that Bethel Braves basketball team.
Yeah, that's one guy we look at to score the ball. He's one guy that's been struggling from the field a little bit, but he keeps working hard, and the one thing he is doing a better job of is his shot selection is becoming a lot better. He played for us last year and gave us some good minutes, and hopefully, tonight and the rest of the way we can get him going a little bit.
And pretty solid guard play from A.J. Maxwell and Jordan Mays. What do you expect from them tonight, Coach?
Well, we got to take advantage of our quickness a little bit tonight, and hopefully Jordan can use his quickness and get to the hoop, and that helps us a lot when we can spread things out and hit a couple shots, and he gets going a little bit. Hopefully, defensively we can use our quickness to our advantage a little bit, and we definitely got to contain the Job kid. He's a real good player.
It also contained another player, Sean Tolan. He was one of the main cogs in leading the Rams to the victory over the Puyallup Vikings earlier this season, 45-44.
Yeah, he's a 2-year starter, I believe, for them, and he's a real solid kid. He's just a tough-nosed, workmanship white guy. He brings his mailbox to the table every game, and he does what the team needs him to do to win, and that's the type of player you need to have to be successful.
Hey, Coach, thanks a lot. Been rooting for you the last couple of 3 or 4 ball games of the year. Obviously, you have the experience to get the team where they need to be, and pretty much it's a known fact that it's how you're playing at the end of the regular season to dictate how you play in the playoffs.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you doing our games.
That's Pat Mullen, head coach of Bethel Braves. We'll come back with more. You're listening to the KLAY Prep Basketball Pregame Report on your high school sports leader, 1180 KLAY.